Ecology. What is habitat? It is a place where an organism lives and reproduces. It is also the place that an organism obtains food, shelter, and protection. Every habitat has its own environment, which is made up of the abiotic and biotic components. We will now take a look at the various characteristics of abiotic environment. Light. Plants need light for photosynthesis. Animals need light to look for food. Temperature. There is an optimal range of temperature for living things. Some plants are unable to reproduce outside a certain temperature range, such as seasonal plants and fruits. Adaptive practices. Plants and animals living in cold regions shed leaves or hibernate to live through cold winters. Water. It is essential to life. Living things are generally most abundant where water is available. Adaptive practices. Lizards has scales to prevent water loss. Cactus has spines and swollen stems to store water. Minerals. Living things need minerals for healthy growth. Plants obtain minerals from the soil. Animals obtain minerals from their food or from the minerals dissolved in their drinking water. Oxygen. Most living things need oxygen for respiration. Land organisms take in oxygen from the air while aquatic organisms take in oxygen that is dissolved in water. Warm, polluted water contain less dissolved oxygen than cool, clean water. Here are some examples of adaptive practices. Mangrove swamp has breathing roots to stick out of mud for oxygen. Certain fish like guppy and lungfish can gulp gaseous oxygen directly from the air. Right-tailed maggot can live in polluted water because it has a long breathing tube to get oxygen from the air. Roundworms can live without oxygen as they live in the small intestines of human beings and feed on digested food there. Here is another characteristics of abiotic environment. pH. Marine organisms like shark and seal live in pH 8 environment, while freshwater organisms live in pH 7 environment. Most plants grow well in neutral or slightly alkaline soils, but some, like cotton and pineapple, grow best in acidic soil. Here is a summary of things in biotic environment. Food and relationship, which consist of predator versus prey, mutualism, commensalism, parasitism. What is the biotic environment? Biotic or living environment refers to all living things which an organism comes into contact with in its habitat. The most common interaction between living things involve food. We will now take a look at the various factors that affects the biotic environment. Food. Animals are divided into 4 categories depending on what they eat. Herbivores. They feed on plants only. Example of herbivores are horse and caterpillars. Carnivores. They feed on animals only. Examples of carnivores are tiger and eagle. Omnivores. They feed on both plants and animals. Examples of omnivores are humans, pigs, cat, and dog. Scavengers. They feed on dead organic matters. Example of scavengers is vultures. Predator and prey relationship. Predator hunts animals for food. Animals which are hunted for food are the preys. Here are some protective measures that prey animal use for survival. Camouflage, to blend in with environment to hide from predator or predator can creep up to prey. And poison. Mutualism. It is a relationship between 2 organisms in which both benefits. For example, sea anemone and clownfish. Sea anemone protects clownfish from its predator and the clownfish brings bits of food to the sea anemone and lure larger fish into their tentacles. Commensalism. It is a relationship between 2 organisms which is beneficial to one and neutral to the other. For example, remora fish and shark. Remora fish attaches itself to a shark and feed on food scattered by the shark. Shark neither benefits nor is harmed by remora fish. Parasitism. It is a relationship between 2 organisms, the parasite and the host. The parasite benefits by living in or on the host, while the host is harmed by the parasite. Example of parasites are flea, mosquito, roundworm, leech, and bracket fungi. What is population? It consists of organisms of the same kind that reproduce and live in a particular habitat. For example, the population of frogs consists of both frogs and tadpoles. What is community? It is made up of different populations of plants and animals living together in a habitat. What is ecosystem? It is when different communities of living organisms, in a habitat, interacts with one another and with their non-living environment, abiotic, to form a natural system called the ecosystem. There are different types of ecosystem on Earth, for example, desert, river, grassland, and rainforest. Ecology. It is the study of the interaction between the plants and animals, and the non-living environment. Now let us recap what we have learned today. Thank you for the effort to learn with me. Good job. That is all for today. Stay tuned for more interesting lessons from me. See you next time. Bye-bye.